Santa Fe's second switcher was SC 2301. It was later renumbered to 2150. The S stood for 600 horsepower, and the C was for cast frame. It was powered with a Winton 201A engine. The 201A had lots of problems. While the SCs were in production, EMC was working to improve the 201A and came up with the 567. The SC was built with the following specifications. The builder was EMC. They were delivered between 1936 and 1937. The engine was a Winton 201-A. Total horsepower was 600. The 2150 class units were sent back to EMC in 1957 and rebuilt with 900 horsepower 567Cs. The class was designated an SW900. They were the first locomotives to receive the 567 engine. The 567 engines became a legend, and variations of it are still used today. The 650 class SW900 was built by EMC and delivered in 1957 with 567C engines that had 900 horsepower. The colors were black and silver and blue and yellow. During the 1930s, most people relied on trains for transportation. Streamlining of planes carried over to trains, and the E1 was designed with a slanted nose and cowl body, creating a locomotive that looked fast even when it was standing still. At this time, Santa Fe hired Leland Knickerbocker, who designed the paint scheme for the Super Chief. The new paint scheme was dubbed the Red and Silver War Bonnet, and it was applied to the E1. The E1 was Santa Fe's first streamlined passenger locomotive, and it was designed for high-speed passenger service. It was used to power the first all-streamlined lightweight Super Chief. The War Bonnet paint scheme was extremely successful and became a legend of its own, becoming the most famous paint scheme ever applied to passenger trains. The E1s were originally designed for 117 miles per hour maximum speed. Later, they were re-geared for 100 mile per hour maximum speed. The engineer's cab was mounted higher off the ground than the cab of the one-spot twins. The idea was to reduce the hypnotic effect on crew members experienced on the one-spot twins. The E1 was powered by twin Winton 201-A engines. Here's the specifications for the E1. The builder was Electro-Motive Corporation. They were delivered in December of 1937. They had two 201-A Winton 900 horsepower diesels in each unit for a total horsepower of 1,800. The frame was solid cast steel. The original top speed was 117 miles per hour, later reduced to 100 miles per hour. They rode on 36-inch wheels and weighed 293,400 pounds. Baldwin continues to compete with EMD by making this powerful switcher with 60,000 pounds tractive effort. The generator end of the engine was placed towards the cab. Santa Fe tried to improve the trucks for switching duties, and their attempt was called the Baldwin truck or the Bat's truck. The idea was abandoned, and Santa Fe went back to the General Steel truck. The VO1000 had the following specifications. It was built by Baldwin Locomotive Works. They were delivered between 1939 and 1945. The engine was a VO, total horsepower 1,000. They rode on 40-inch wheels and weighed 240,000 pounds, with 60,000 pounds tractive effort. They were presented in black and silver and blue and yellow paint schemes. The FTs were designed as heavy freight haulers. They were the first diesel freight units purchased by Santa Fe with a regenerative brake, now called dynamic braking. This device was extremely welcome on Santa Fe's lengthy and numerous downgrades of its western territory. The development of the FT made steam locomotives obsolete. Testing of a 4-unit FT with dynamometer car 29 between January 2, 1940 and February 4, 1940 offered the following conclusions. Diesel locomotive 103 as 4 units is superior to the 5001 class 210-4 steam locomotives at speed between 0 and 29 miles per hour. Above 29 miles per hour, 103 was slightly inferior to the 5001 class. Comparing a 2-unit set with the 4101 class steam locomotives, 103 was superior throughout the speed range. The main advantage of diesel locomotives over steam was the elimination of water stops. This advantage alone made the diesel locomotives cheaper to operate than steam locomotives. The FT had the following specifications. The builder was Electro-Motive Corporation. They were delivered between 1940 and 1945. All had the 567 engine. Total horsepower was 1,350 per locomotive, or per unit. The frame was solid cast steel. The top speed was 65 miles per hour. They rode on 40-inch wheels and weighed 232,900 pounds, with a tractive effort of 56,225 for each unit.